Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. So here we have completed the design part and all those things. So it's time for us to learn about the getting of this data from the API. So here I am using the Google Books API. So this is our API which I am trying to use it. So using this API, we want our API key. Okay, we can get our API key here in the credentials. So here you'll be able to see the show key. And this is the key. So let's copy this key and here in our app.js. So where we need to write our code? In our app.js. Here I will be writing the constant key is equal to, and here I will use it like this. Okay, fine. So now we need to get the details. So here I will be copying this API URL and here what I can do is, so let's go into this one. Okay, and here I will write. So I have explained you about the render logic this was, right? So whenever we need to modify the state or we need to write the logic in the render logic. So actually this function, everything component function is a render logic. So now if you try to write the code here, so let's say that we want to get data means we will be using the fetch API. So here we are using something like a Monk Ferrari, we will use it. So Monk plus Ferrari, okay, and the download is equal to EPUB and all those things, you leave it, and the key is nothing but our key. This is our thing, and it will return you the response, and this response we need to convert it into response.json, and this one again in return returns you the promise, and here you will be getting the data. So I will be doing console.log of data. Okay, so here I am writing the logic in the render. I am writing the fetch API in the render logic. Now let's try to see whether we are able to get the output or not. So here we are writing the key. I will use the key here. Okay, now if you try to see the output, let's go into the inspect element and we will see the console whether we are able to get the output or not. So here if you see at the bottom, I will refresh this page. If you see at the bottom, we are able to get the data, and here these are the items we are able to get it, and these are all the items which we need to write it, and in the volume info we will be having all the data. So let's try to format these all the things. So for formatting this one, so what we can write is we can create a new folder, that is services. In this services I will create a new file, that is format book response.js file. And in this one, I will create a function, export function format book response. So here you will be getting the books data, and for these books we need to format the response. So for this one, what I will try to do here, let's say that we got the books data, and here for this one I will make one empty array, so in order to make the response. And for let item of, I am looping over one by one, books data dot item. Okay, items. So I am looping over this variable. Okay, so this items I am looping over. So as this one is an array, we are looping over each one. So I will create one object, let book is equal to empty, and here what I can do is, so here what I will try to do is, so let's say that we need a title, book dot title. So for this title, where it is present in the item, let's take each item. Okay, let's take this each item in the volume info dot title. So here book dot title, it should be item dot volume info dot title. So this is one thing which I want to tell you. So here we should not, there is no need to use the title. Yeah, and the another one which we need to write it is the ISBN. Okay, ISBN where it is present. So ISBN, where is this ISBN present? If you try to see the ISBN, so here industry identifiers, in this one you will be able to see ISBN 13-bit and also a 10-bit we are able to see it. So let's try to take the ISBN first one only. So I will try to take here like this, and the another one what I want to do is the image. Okay, So image, and where it is present, image, it is present in the what I can say here in our image links. Okay, in the image links it is present. Okay, let's try to take this thumbnail. So here I will be pasting this one also. So I am using question mark here. So why? Because it's an optional chaining. Sometimes it may not be present. You will get an undefined. So the another one what I want to use the publisher. Publisher, where it is present, item dot volume info dot publisher. Okay, so this is also completed, and we don't have a rating here. Why? Because we will be getting something like not mature, something like this. So we'll try to make this one as an static. Okay, 4.5, and that's it. So we have completed our book, and finally we need to push this one, books dot push of book, and finally we will return these books. So this is the formatted one. Now if you try to console.log format book response of data, we will try to check this one, and here if I refresh this page, let's see what will happen. Uncaught reading publisher. Okay, so what is this problem? Volume info, it should be volume info. Now if I refresh this page, what will happen? Let's see. Yeah, here we are able to get the output. This time we are able to get the formatted one. So image, ISBN, everything we are able to get it. Now what I want to do here, so we have completed making of this data, and we need to push this one. Okay, so push this one out. So we need to add it to the state data. So how can we add it is, so that is nothing but what can I do is set books data of format. So whatever the data we are getting it, and we will format it here. So now if you try to see immediately, okay, if you try to see immediately, and if I refresh this page, so then what will happen? You try to observe. See here it is going on, the API is going on calling. So this should not happen. Okay, so this should not happen it like this. So now what I can do is console.log. Why? Because it is doing is, so here let me stop this one. Yeah, so now I have stopped this one. So now what it is happening is here, so whenever you are calling this one in the render logic, so you are trying to set the state data. Whenever a state changes, it will re-render again this data, right? So because of that reason, so it is re-rendering again. So it is going on to the infinite redirection. So this should not happen. So then what we need to do here, so we have a special important tool, side effect, that is nothing but useEffect. Okay, by using this useEffect, we need to import it from the React useEffect. So at the top you will be able to see useEffect from the React, and here useEffect, and this will take a function. So you can write it like this also, arrow function, and now you can copy this entire thing and you can paste it here. That's it. And now this time what you need to do, so here you need to write an square bracket, so that it will be this useEffect, this data will be called only on the component mounted. Now if you try to see the example here, you will be able to see that output has been fired. So you will be able to see this is firing 2 times. Why is this happening here is, so if you try to go to the index.js our main code, so here we are having a react.strict mode. So this react.strict mode will make the component to be rendered twice. Why? Because in order to check any outdated technologies we are using, outdated libraries whether we are using or not, it will try to check it. But in the production it will not execute multiple times. If you want, you can remove the strict mode and you can check it. Now, so fine. So now we have completed the useEffect. So this will be called only on the mounted. Now I don't want to use this old way of chaining these promises. I want to use the async await. Okay, you can write it. But in the useEffect, how we need to write this async and await is, so first we need to create a new function, async function, and fetch posts. Okay, so why? Because the useEffect will always be asynchronous. It always expects the function to be executed synchronously. So that is the reason. This async await will not work. Why? Because async always returns a promise. So that could not be possible. Why? Because if you write here async, and here if you try to write the code constant, see, useEffect must not return anything besides a function. So this async means always it will try to return a something. So now what is the reason we can do is, so here this is our fetch data, right? So here what I can say, response is equal to await of, like this we can write it, and here constant data is equal to await response.json. You can write it like this, and at the last what I can do here, I can do the console.log of data. So that's it. Now I can remove this entire thing. Now if I save it, so now we are not able to execute a function. Why? Because this useEffect will always be a asynchronous. So this is expecting a this is expecting a promise. So now this should not be like this. So for that reason what we can do is, so here I can copy this entire thing and I can write it here, and here also what I can do, set books data of format book response of this data. So we can send this like this, and what we need to do, so here we need to call the fetch post. So where we need to call it, here in this async, sorry, you can remove this async here right directly. Now it will not throw you any error. So now we are able to get the output. So this is static data. Now here in this one what we need to do, here you need to call the fetch post. That's it. Now the entire thing has been changed. See, you will be able to see the bank who sold his Ferrari. This all the data is coming from the API this time. So this is how we will be working. So here we are not able to get it. Why? Here I haven't pushed it. So we'll try to do it in the next video, or otherwise we'll do it right now only. What is that we are having? The date also we will be able to have. So in the app.js, if you go here and let's try to print the console.log of data. I think here will be there. I think let's try to see. Yeah, here in the items, in the kind, in the volume info, you will be able to see publisher, published date. Okay, we'll take this published date, and in here in this one I will write it as an here item dot volume info dot published date, and here let's remove this one. Yeah, now let's see whether we are able to get this one or not. So if I try to refresh this page, now this time yeah, here now I am able to get 2006, 1996, 2002. So like this we are able to get it, right? Some places we are getting including the date and all those things. So fine, this is how we will be getting it. So hope you understood about this concept. We are using this useEffect. So here we are using this useEffect, and also we are using through the async and await thing. So I will commit this code in a new branch, that is video-58. So create new branch video-58, and I will commit this entire code. So fetch post useEffect. I will commit this entire code and I will publish this branch. So whoever may be having doubts, if you want to refer the code, you can go and refer this code. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.